Welcome to Goodnight, Robin, your someone to say goodnight to. I'm your host, Robin Rice. Hello, everyone. It's Robin. I am so glad that you are here with me tonight. Boy, I am really glad that I have created this podcast now that so many people are in isolation and spending time alone. Well, hello, Robin. This is where we are. So I wanted to share with you, obviously, the good news, and I'm going to have some days where I talk about the virus, and I'm going to have some days that I don't. I don't think we all need to talk about it all the time. There's more than enough social media, so sometimes I'm just going to be sharing the good news that's out there on the internet. And in particular, since we're already talking about it today, I wanted to share that Woolworths has launched an elderly-only shopping hour to ensure that senior citizens get their supplies. Now, given the long lines and the difficulties and the little bit grabby some people can be when they're afraid, and it's normal when we're afraid, but it's really important time not to do it, I think it's amazing that this was even conceived of, that Woolworths is going to have elderly-only shopping for a whole hour. And, it's also better for them because it's easier for them to keep with their social distancing. So, wow, these are the kinds of things we can think of. I don't know. I know that right now, so I have this idea I want to share with you. I have the idea that right now, somebody somewhere has created something other than a vaccination that could actually help with this virus. Most people who are inventing really cutting-edge things, they aren't getting much attention. But maybe that'll change. Maybe we'll look for something other than a vaccination. When I teach people to think, original thinking is super important. So not original thinking is vaccinations. And I'm not saying we shouldn't have vaccinations, but it's not, that's something we've already done before. So what about original thinking, about like elderly only shopping? There's lots of different ways that we can do things. For example, after a period of isolation, I wonder if everyone knew that in their own neighborhood that everybody had been isolated for, say, 14 or even 21 days, if it ends up being long. Would it be possible to say, okay, we're verified that we've been self-isolated, so we can actually get together because neither one of us have it? That would be pretty interesting, a way to create neighborhood communities. And those who self-isolated for a period of time, that's kind of the reward. And it would obviously have to be on a very deep honor basis system or something, but I think you're going to see really interesting ideas come forward in the days ahead. And in some ways, Goodnight Robin was sort of a forward-thinking idea, just like, why couldn't we have a podcast where we said goodnight to each other? I know I can't hear you saying goodnight back unless you send me a comment, which I love, but I know that you're there and I know that you are doing that. So you can at least hear from me. We are connected. We're going to stay connected. I'm going to keep showing up. And I think we can look at things that we've never thought of before. This can be a time of incredible ingenuity. Business as usual normally crowds out those new ideas. This is the time those new ideas can come forward. I absolutely believe, and I have taught this for years, that with every problem comes a solution. The solutions aren't always there before the problem. But once you have the problem, once you know the pieces of the puzzle, the solutions arise alongside those. So I'm actually excited on one level. I'm obviously not excited for, the challenges to come, but I'm excited for what can arise out of this time. It's very interesting to look at it that way. And it's very hopeful to look at it that way. There are so many people who've already invented amazing things. I talk about it on this show all the time. So let's stick with what's possible. What could arise that we weren't expecting? What could be amazing? Obviously, even global warming is showing, signs of relief from everything shutting down in China. Is this the solution that has been wanted for our global warming and those things? Who knows? But I'm excited to see that part. And more importantly, I'm focusing on that excitement. So that's where I stand. That's where I am. But most importantly, I'm here to say good night because everyone needs someone to say good night to. I'd love to be that person for you, and I'm glad that tonight I am. Good night, my friends.